There's a lot of news from WWE, and a lot of it wasn't good this week. Kenice Mobley, who, as you might remember, last week made comments on a podcast where she said that she was hired without any prior knowledge of wrestling, and that's part of the WWE hiring process, apparently. They are looking for people who don't have wrestling experience. She was fired this week. Along with these cuts, she was a former stand-up comedian. She was also a writer for many, many networks like Vice Network. So she's a very accomplished writer. I just want to make note of that. Word of Mobley's comments apparently got back quickly to WWE, and she was said to be under the gun for publicly speaking about something the organization didn't want talked about. WWE also reportedly was embarrassed at the situation because it made the company look, quote, blindingly stupid to the outside world, and by Friday she was fired. More about Mobley's firing was revealed courtesy of Fightful Select. Despite the backlash to the stand-up comedian's podcast appearance, that reportedly was not the reason she was fired, Trevor. Instead, several WWE superstars and felt disrespected by her comments, and they felt that this was against the spirit of WWE. So again, I don't know what to make of that whole thing. I think it's very obvious why she was fired. What do you think? Who should be blamed for this whole fiasco? Is it Mobley, or is it more WWE's hiring practices and the way they run things?
Let's get just one thing straight. Mobley is not the reason people look at you blindingly stupid. Just to let you know, just in case you were wondering. Honestly, I think it's their hiring practices. Honestly, not taking anything away from Mobley, because she came out and said she had no knowledge of wrestling at all. They hired her because she's written for shows. She is a stand-up comedian. She writes jokes, things like that, and she's an accomplished writer. So like that, you need someone like that to write for your company. But I think if I'm a betting man, and I know I am, I'm guessing the fact that she said that she had no knowledge of wrestling and the company knew of this was probably the reason that they let her go. Is it fair? No, not at all. It's not her fault that she answered a question honestly. Like if that's the case, if that's the problem you had, then hire someone that actually has some wrestling knowledge. Hire someone who knows your product in your company. It can actually help your company and product flourish. She can write eloquently, but she cannot properly help your company flourish because she has no knowledge of it. That's your fault, not hers.
Yeah. I'm going to repeat what I said here last week on the show. It is not a bad thing to hire people who are outside of this realm of wrestling to help write TV. Because people who are outside of the realm of wrestling might have experience with storylines, might have more experience telling a story and giving you creative ideas to influx with the product of wrestling that you put out. So I think if you have that along with a good filter, these are two things that can work. Kenice Mobley is obviously, I want to make this very clear. Kenice Mobley is an accomplished writer. She deserves to be, writing wherever. That's not the point. This has very little to do with Kenice Mobley and almost everything to do with the way the WWE goes about doing a lot of things. Most notably writing and hiring people and then positioning the people they hire in places where they honestly are not supposed to be. Because Kenice Mobley shouldn't be reliant on writing the TV herself. If you're using her to write aspects of TV and write, or someone like her in her position, a person with very little to no wrestling experience, if you use a person like that and exclusively have them write the show with no prior knowledge of wrestling, of course that's going to make you look blindingly stupid. But honestly, they don't really need much help because if you watch Raw, you can see that the company's pretty blindingly freaking stupid, Trevor. Like it's all on WWE. And here's the thing. WWE thinks this is what makes them look blindingly stupid. Has
The fact
any
that you just released another batch of superstars for no fucking reason makes you look dumb, fucking stupid.
Like, are you exactly? You release all these superstars. You have weeks of television ratings that are in the toilet. Raw is at its lowest it's ever been. They lost 100,000 viewers, by the way, this week, Trevor. You have
I saw
storylines
Raw.
that don't make sense. You have the head not knowing what the neck and the legs are doing. Like, there's no consistency at all in the product right now in WWE, and they're worried about Kenice Mobley saying that WWE writers don't have experience with wrestling. They're worried about that making them blindingly stupid, Trevor. This is the same company that has a multi-million-dollar deal with Saudi Arabia. And they're afraid that this writer is making them look blindingly stupid. This is the same company that's pushing Jackson Riker as a good guy. And they think Kenice Mobley's making them look blindingly stupid. Look in the freaking mirror. Whoever said that, whoever felt that, needs to look in the mirror, because the problem with WWE isn't Kenice Mobley. It's not people like Kenice Mobley. It's not the writers. It's whoever's hiring them and whoever's listening to them and giving them the final word. And you know who, at the end of the day, Trevor, has the final word over all of this entire process? It's VKM, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. It's all on him, man. Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.